Hi, my name's Sinead and I'm a team librarian for Shropshire Libraries. And the book that I would like to recommend for you is Crooked Heart by Lissa Evans. Now, the story is set on the home front during the Second World War, and the main character, Noel, is a 10-year-old boy who's been evacuated from London to escape the Blitz. He ends up in St Albans, living with a rather unscrupulous lady called Vera, and Vera soon has him involved in all of her dodgy money-making schemes. It's a book that will make you laugh, it will make you cry, and you will end up falling in love with the main characters despite their various flaws. I hope you enjoy it.
Hello, I'm Richard. The book I've chosen is The Green Mile by Stephen King. It's set in 1932 on death row in Cold Mountain and centres around a mysterious prisoner called John Coffey. The story's told by Paul Edgecombe, who's one of the prison guards there, and it even features a tiny little mouse.
Hello, I'm Dee from Market Drayton Library, and I'd like to recommend a really great book I've been reading now, and it's an English pastoral by James Rebank. He's written other books before, and you'll like it if you enjoy books like The Shepherdess by Amanda Owen. It's about the countryside, it's about Lake District where he and his family have farmed for 600 years, and he's really interesting about how farming's evolved. It's not technical, it's just lovely writing and very, very enjoyable to read.
Hello, my name's Sasha and I'm at Ludlow Library. I've recently read this book, How to Break Up with Fast Fashion by Lauren Bravo, which was written in 2020. It's a really interesting look at the fashion industry, and it's full of astonishing facts like it takes 2,700 litres of water to grow enough cotton for just one single t-shirt. It also looks at the psychology behind the marketing of fast fashion and the impact that the industry has on the environment and local communities. It finishes off with making suggestions how we can all help to make the industry more sustainable. So if you're interested in the human cost and the environmental cost of the fast fashion industry, this is a really good place to start.
Hi, my name's Alexis and I work at Church Stretton Library. My World Book Night book is American Dirt by Janine Cummings. It was a brilliant story and I thought about it for weeks after I'd read it, about a mother and a son who flee violence and almost certain death to travel then through South America to become free. It's a massive eye-opener, not only on this fiction book, but also possibly what's happening around the world at the moment.
Hello, I'm Catherine and I work at Shrewsbury Library, and one of my favourite novels is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. It's the retelling of the story of Achilles and Patroclus. It's about their friendship and their love. It's got gods and goddesses, family, drama, war. It's got everything. All centred around their really intense relationship. It's exciting and beautiful and I highly recommend it.
My name's Meg and I work at Market Drayton Library, and my favourite book is Ken Follett's Pillars of the Earth. It is a 1,000-page book about the building of a cathedral in 12th century England, but in reality it's this kind of beautiful and intricate story about order versus anarchy, faith, survival, and for me it was so good that it absolutely ruined historical fiction for me.
Hello, my name's Lou from Oswestry, and I'd like to tell you about Sweet Bean Paste by Durian Sukagawa. It's the story of Sentaro, who's come out of prison and is running a Japanese pancake stall, and 76-year-old Toku, who's lived nearly all of her life in a leprosy centre. The friendship that develops is beautiful, the prose is lovely, and it really highlights how even the humblest of human beings has a contribution to make to the world.
Hello, I'm Gwennan and I've chosen the book called Llyfr Glas Nebo by Manon Steffan Ross, but it's also available in English as well, The Blue Book of Nebo, and it tells the extraordinary story of Rowena and her young son Sean, who are left alone in North Wales following a major disaster. And it's one of those books I felt quite sad when I got to the end, because I felt I'd got to know these characters so well. Highly recommended. Diolch yn fawr, thank you.
Hi, I'm Alistair Pack from Market Drayton Library. This is The Buried Giant by Kazuo Ishiguro. It's set in the time of Arthurian legend, and it has some of those tropes like dragons and knights, but it's really about an old man and an old woman who go on a journey, but they've lost their memory like everyone in the land has because of a sort of smog that has settled over the country. But it's not really about any of those events. It's really about hidden truths like forgotten family feuds or war crimes, or maybe something even more devastating. The end of the novel packs a real emotional wallop, and it's one of those stories that will keep rising up into your mind for weeks after you've read it. It's definitely one to read, especially if you haven't read Kazuo Ishiguro before. That is definitely a door you want to open.
Hello, I'm Judith from Whitchurch Library, and I have chosen The Nix by Nathan Hill. It's a very human story about the relationship between a man and his mother, but also provides a commentary on American life between 1960 and present day. It's thought-provoking, engaging, and very funny in places.
Hi, my name's Tori. I work at Market Drayton Library. My favourite book is one of Cass Staincliffe's. It's called The Silence Between Breaths. It's set in Manchester, and it's about a group of ordinary commuters travelling from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston on a train, and in amongst them is a suicide bomber. It's fantastically written, as are all her books, and it's a really good read.
I'm Heather, a team librarian, and my most favourite read is Cold Mountain by Charles Frazier. It features an epic journey as an American Civil War soldier deserts and walks home to his waiting sweetheart. So there's a beautiful love story as well. The setting is really vivid and the writing is breathtaking. It's got all the ingredients I need for a perfect read.
Hello, I'm Sally from Ludlow Library, and this is one of my all-time very favourite books. It's The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden. It was written in 1906, and it's full of absolutely beautiful illustrations, which I absolutely adore.
Hi, my name's Michelle. I work at Market Drayton Library, and my favourite book is Firebrand by Kristen Britton. Kerrigan Galadian is a Green Rider, and she's a messenger to the king, Zachary. And it includes magic, it's got swords, it's got bows and arrows, which I love because that took me into archery as well. So I think anybody that loves fantasy books would love this whole series. I haven't read a bad one yet.
Hi everybody, my name's Angie from Ludlow Library, and I'd like to tell you about one of my very favourite books, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I read it years and years ago when I was 16 for the first time and just loved it. It's stuck with me ever since. It made me cry, I was absolutely gripped. It was the first Charles Dickens that I'd read, and it's such a page turner. If you haven't tried Dickens before, I would definitely recommend it. His descriptions are just brilliant, and the way he draws characters are amazing, so give them a go. This book in particular is set against the backdrop of the French Revolution, and it's about Dr. Alexander Marnet, who was imprisoned for 18 years in the Bastille, And eventually he's released and he travels home to England to be with his daughter Lucy, but then is called to the Old Bailey to testify against a Charles Darnay. And the story unfolds from there, full of courage, full of goodness, adventure. It's just such a good read. It's always stayed with me, and give it a go. Thank you.
I'm Sue and I work at Market Drayton Library, and my favourite book is The Smoke Jumper by Nicholas Evans. It's a love story, but it also talks about the horrors of war. I think it's quite a credible story, and it is extremely well written, as all his books are.
Hi, my name's Sheena Beatty from Shrewsbury Library, and this is a gorgeous book which combines my love of birds, literature and poetry. As Kingfishers Catch Fire by Alex Preston and beautifully illustrated by Neil Gower, and I'll just show you some of the illustrations. There's the starlings in the night sky. And the skylarks in the sunny morning. So this is pure delight, and it's a book to return to time and time again. And by the way, the title is taken from a poem by Gerard Manley Hopkins, who is also one of my favourite poets.
Hi, I'm Lynn and I work at Market Drayton Library. One of my favourite books is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. What first attracted me to it was the title and also the way it's written. I actually read it almost in one sitting. It's a really good book.
Hello, my name is Catherine and I'm a team librarian for Shropshire Libraries. My favourite book is Murder at the Brightwell by Ashley Weaver. It's the first book in a mystery series featuring Amory Ames and her husband Milo, and it's set in the 1930s. You can borrow the series from Shropshire Libraries as well as from our Cloud Library, where you'll find the ebook only novella Intrigue in Capri. Happy reading on World Book Night.